All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Girl, Is That Legal? With your host. Y'all, I'm struggling today. I'm struggling this week with your host, Attorney Simone. Let's see who's in the chat. I'm going to let you guys come on in. Y'all, I just got back from this Virgin cruise, and let me tell you something. I look like I feel. Toe down and woe down. Okay? I am toe down and there we go. It's Attorney Simone, y'all. Sorry about that. You couldn't hear me. I had it on mute. But that's just exemplary of how I feel. I just got back from a Virgin cruise. So just wanted to let you know I'm feeling toe down and woe down. That's right. Toe down and woe down. Let me check my audio real quick. Up, here we go. And what in the world? Oh, no. All right, we're gonna get this audio. This is the audio that it's gonna be because apparently whatever I had going on here isn't connected. See? We're gonna work with this. Here we go. Sorry, guys. Hey, y'all. Let's see who we got. Hey, Pepper Wayne. Okay, good. Leslie is saying she can hear it, and that is good. I'm actually going to be on Court of Public Opinion later tonight, 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. So I am just trying to make it all happen. I'm not home yet. I just had to pause because I missed you guys, and we needed to catch up. It's been too much happening in these legal streets, in the legal streets of this legal tea. So to hear on tonight's docket, this is what we got to discuss. We're going to talk about Judge Mathias filing for divorce from Miss Linda. That broke my heart when I saw that. We're going to talk about the basketball wives hearing this Friday. I call it the basketball wives hearing, but it's actually the hearing on Christian Gold's arrest. This is the hearing that's going to determine whether or not Jen and Christian are able to have their glamorous, televised Paris TV wedding or not. And then we got to talk about the Kenneth Petty Nicki Minaj tape. I call it Kenneth Petty lying tape because I believe that he lied to Nicki Minaj and then that she repeated these lies. But we're going to get there. Yes, I'm tore down after a cruise. So listen, I got back from this Virgin cruise and I'm pissed. Okay, the concept was cute. But as a single Black woman who likes men under 50, I was disappointed, extremely disappointed at the number of single men on the cruise who were straight. Now, if you are a gay, oh gosh, this is a cruise for you. There are so many happy and attractive gays on this cruise. If you are a Caucasian lady, there might be some options for you too. But baby, for this one, it was called the Valiant Lady. I'm a valiant lady, but it wasn't no valiant men available to me. It was no valiant men available to me because, and I think it just might just be a thing, like, because when I was on there, it felt like a floating prison. Because I was like, where are the men residing? Now there were all these happy couples. If you're a happy couple, I'm not at all describing your trip or reality, but yeah. Like, even if you want like a sugar daddy, I did see some single men in wheelchairs. They seemed very single. Because whoever was pushing them was like another straight man. It was like, I don't know if it's his grandson. I don't know what's going on. It looked like family reunion. But if you are a single woman who's going on vacation, you're like, oh, maybe I'm going to meet somebody. Do not go on a Virgin cruise. He ain't there unless he like boys sometimes. Now, again, if you watch my prior videos, you know, at this point in my life, I just need you to be like 10% gay or less. But the ones on there, I think they was like 49 to 63% or more. And so that's why I had to be like, well, my husband ain't here. Because this is my unwedding weekend. So I celebrate that. I was supposed to get married yesterday, a year ago. So I would have been celebrating my 1-year anniversary. But because I don't give two flying farts what other people think of me, and I do what God says, and I do what makes good common sense. I chose not to get married last year at this time. And so this is my celebration of good decision making, because as difficult as it was at the time to make that call, I'm so grateful because I look at other people in their situations, i.e. Jennifer Williams, and I could be dealing with something like that. Now, I'm not saying the person I was with was as far as like doing illegal scams. But I'm just saying, like, this is what I believe the Jennifer Williams love life is what it looks like when God gives you red flags, orange flags, all the flags to be like, run. And you're like, no, God, that's not red. It's just orange. That's not red. That's fuchsia. It's going to work out. So we're going to talk a little bit about that too. Sweet. Scorpio Moon said they only want to be with somebody who's 0% gay. Well, I mean, that's aspirational. But at this point in my life, I need to be a little realistic. I did date one of Diddy's sex workers at one time. He was really cute, though. I wish I could show a picture of him, but his parents don't know. So I'm not going to do that to him. And I don't have consent. But first off, Judge Mathis divorced. All right. So Judge Mathis, his wife, Miss Linda, filed for divorce after nearly 40 years of marriage. Everyone is like, why would she do it, et cetera, et cetera. Well, here's a clip from TMZ when they interviewed him. Here we go. They interviewed Judge Greg Mathis, and here we go. Here's what he had to say about it, and then we're gonna talk about. We're gonna break it down. Oh, let me say. Here we go. What's this one? We don't care about. Oh, that's the jailbird, Blueface going to jail. And his baby celebrating. Hold on, we'll get to that. Here we go.
How are you today, man?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I want to ask.
I'm not good. Rather, it's the worst days of my life. How about that?
Okay, well, I'm sorry to hear that. I wanted to ask you, with news of the separation, how are you holding up?
Not holding up very well. I would say the other man. Maybe I'll be an example for other men. Cautionary tale. Don't neglect your wife. See how I'm here at the airport now, flying out, as I have for 40 or for 25 years. My wife has been third, serving the community, taping my show, having fun with friends. That's what happens, guys. Never be too busy or never have too much fun beyond your wife.
So I do want to ask, the date of separation is listed back to July 17th. Has this been coming for some time now, or was it something out the blue?
Well, ever since we started taping here in LA, I committed to staying home more and making my wife more of a priority. But as you see, I haven't. I'm still here on the road doing the same thing. And in terms of going out into another city. But I was gone for 3 weeks. That's what July 17th meant.
Would you say you two are in a good place right now, or able to maintain a friendship? Or
oh yeah, we're still in the same house and we're maintaining a friendship. And I'm trying to get my wife back. I have to show her that though. Hopefully I can show her while we're there together before, and hopefully she doesn't complete the process. But I'm changing in hopes that she will. I'm gonna get my wife back. How about that?
Absolutely.
I just wanted to eliminate all them rumors too, that it's something about a baby or even me molesting a child. It's none.
Oh no, see, he didn't do that. No, he didn't do that. My judge didn't do that. He didn't do none of that. But let me tell you, I definitely did think it was about a side baby. Side baby was my first guess. I want to hear in the chat, what do you guys think was the cause? Now, the divorce documents, and again, apologies, I literally just flew in hours ago. The divorce documents basically say irreconcilable damages. Now, it's my understanding that they have filed in California. And here's the thing about California. You're not going to get no juice and no tea in a California-based divorce. You're not going to get no juice and no tea. Here's why. Because California is a no-fault divorce state, which means I don't care if you cheated with the dog, okay? The court doesn't care, and they are not going to allocate more fault in the state of California based on how trifling you actually are. Versus the state of Texas, as an example, Texas does take into account fault. So the more trifling you are in Texas, instead of giving you 50-50, they could give the victim of the triflingness, okay, more of the assets. So it really messes up people who dealt with tough situations in California. Now, here, just going by Judge Mathis' words, he said himself, he's neglected her. Now, I'm going to give him an A+ for begging, for allowing himself to kind of fall on his sword publicly. But it sounds like what has happened here is she has articulated and allowed herself to be second for quite a while. And she said, no more. Baby, she's cute. She's fun. She's fine. And what I see in my practice is that usually when you see people who have been married 30 plus years, 40 plus years, who then file for divorce, first of all, it's always the woman. It's always the woman who files. And it's generally because the foundation of whatever the issue is they're no longer friends. They no longer feel like they are living with their friend. And see, people are okay. I will divorce my enemy all day, right? People want to get a divorce from an enemy all the time, but nobody wants to divorce their friend. So as long as it seems like there's an underlying friendship there, people are willing to reside together, live together, coexist. But also, I wanted your thoughts on, I feel like there's a general, they always talk about the reality show TV curse, which is that once families go on reality TV, the marriages seem to split. Shut up, girl. Picture making girl, hush. Picture making girl said no. Judge Mathis cannot flip Wilson. Oh, someone else said, wait, hold on. He just slid that in there like so casually. There was no cheating and da-da-da-da-da. Someone else thinks that it was cheating. Tiffany says, he said he's going to get her back, but it's flying out again. See, yeah, he don't get it. See, this thing, Miss Linda has options, and it's not always about another man or another person, but it gets to the point where if all you are valued for is your ability to take care of him, and then they're not taking care of you in return, you may as well live your own separate life. Because let's talk about the real deal. If Miss Linda gets this divorce, first of all, she'd be set for life. There would be nothing that she would want she can have. She would be entitled. So let's talk about what she'd be entitled to. She's entitled to half of their properties. However many different properties. They have a Malibu property, is my understanding. They have California properties. They have Michigan properties. They have properties throughout America. Okay. And I'm going to assume, I haven't pulled the records, but I'm going to assume the majority of these are probably paid off or all paid off. She would be entitled to those. She would also be entitled to half of his royalties for life. Half of his royalties for life, meaning he gets checks that will create generational wealth, like trust fund grandbabies, so to speak. Not even so to speak, that would speak. She would be entitled to half of those. In other words, she would want for nothing. She would, if Miss Linda wants 3 to 5 boyfriends, first of all, she could have them based on her looks alone and personality. And he knows that. But so what it sounds like here is that she's given and given, and she's like, you know what? I don't really see the point of it. The other thing that's very interesting to me is a lot of times you don't see women, older women in their 60s, file for divorce because a lot of times when the husband is a celebrity, a large part of their identity is being Mrs. Mathis, Mrs. Michael Jordan, Mrs. whoever that husband is. Miss Linda said, no, not here, not me. I'm fine. I'm fine just as I am. I do not need to be attached to this man for my worth, for my happiness, to any of that. And baby, let me tell you, that's what makes a man scared for real. Scared for real. But I just wanted to make clear. BB says, what if he starts moving money? Here's the thing. Prior to anybody filing for divorce, you can move the money around as much as you want. There's no rule against it prior. Once the divorce is filed, there is, in every state and every county, there's like this automatic rule in place that says you cannot take out new credit without the other person's permission. You cannot take out loans. You cannot incur any debts, and you can't make any major money moves until the court orders, including, so if she wanted to, she could file for, if she wanted to, temporary spousal support. That means the court would create an order. That order would probably be for California around $100,000 a month that he has to just pay her. In the meantime, while she's waiting for the divorce to conclude. Because a lot of people don't realize, and that's for all states. All states have something that you can ask for, which is called temporary orders. And that's because if the other partner didn't have to pay you money until the divorce was over, they have every incentive to drag that sucker out forever. Temporary orders say, no, you got to run them some money today. You created a lifestyle today. You better give them some money today. And we're not going to allow you to be so comfortable in the divorce where you don't have to give the other person. You could just starve them out of the situation. So, hey, everyone, hit that like, guys. They were married for 40 years, but the judge said he neglected her for the last 25. And that's probably because that's when he got his show. His show's been on since 1999. See how that worked? See, they were probably spending all kind of time together when he was a local judge. Local judges have phenomenal schedules. Their schedule is literally 8 to 5, if that. They don't work every day. They don't have court every day. Shoot, he probably could go play golf. He could do this and that. Now, his work schedule is less time consuming with taping. A lot of those shows, I used to be on a Steve Harvey show. I was on there like 3 times, and it taped the same place as them. They only tape like 3 months out of the year. Something really minimal like that. It might be 6 months, like a 3-month spurt, Christmas break, another 3 months. But the rest of it is, like he said, community service organizations, foundations, hanging with his boys, going on boys trips. It'll get it every time. In my industry, whenever I see this happen, it's they stopped being friends and the other person stopped feeling supported. Fun fact, 80% of divorces are filed by women. 80. Men will just live in misery, or they will live with the benefits of whatever the marriage gets. They get their clothes washed, they get the roof, they get the clean house. If she's gonna clean the house, she's not gonna clean the house and leave her room messy. No, they share a room. His room is gonna be fine too. Food's on the table for the kids, all of the above. It sounds like she's ready to live her life for her and no longer have to be required to provide and nurture, not provide, but to nurture for a man who's not nurturing back. And I support it. Even if the step is simply to get this man to agree to therapy that he would never agree to before. Because, baby, let me tell you, the hardest people to get to go to therapy are lawyers, judges, and therapists. Because they think they know every damn thing. I cannot imagine how hard it would be to get a judge, right, to acknowledge she's wrong and do something different. But it looks like she might be getting her answer this time. Somebody said, now he's been cheating on her for 25 years, allegedly, and now wants to fight for his wife. I don't think that. Let me tell you why I don't think he was cheating on her for all this time. Because we would have found out something. The way this man called people crackheads, the way this man cuts up, somebody would have popped out of a woodwork that somebody would have popped out. Somebody said he seems mad annoying. Somebody would have popped out of the woodwork. So that's why I think, in the same way that like Obama never had a scandal, Obama never had a scandal because it never happened. So I do believe that's it. Dahlia says, part of me is like, don't divorce a man because I want my benefits. But another part of me says, I don't want to be miserable and harm done to me. So here's the thing. I know so many women. I do a lot of private consultations. You can go to SimoneRedwine.com to book a private consultation. One of my favorites, and I will not tell the business, but it was a woman who had been married for 40 years and was considering a divorce. And what we did is we did a background check on her husband because we wanted to find out what were the assets really, because she was a stay-at-home wife in the same way Miss Linda Mathis was a stay-at-home wife. And what I always say is, before you decide you want to leave after that long a time, we need to find out, what would your life look like without his resources? And what's the maximum best case scenario of resources a court would award you? And what's the worst case? Baby, come to find out, this man was in his 70s. He didn't have no retirement. He had minimal in the bank account. All he had was his current job. He was in his 70s. How much longer are you going to work, son? How are you 70-some years old with no retirement? And they found out the house wasn't paid off. She thought the house had been paid off. It wasn't paid off. They owed like $200,000 on the house that So ultimately, when we did that assessment, it was like, nah, baby, y'all might want to sit there and hate each other in different rooms because you can't afford to go nowhere because he can't even pay you to go anywhere. But here in this situation, she's entitled to half of everything, and he actually has wages to garnish. I always say, like, ooh, one time I was dating this guy who was like real handsome, but I think he was a drug dealer a little bit. Anyway, my homegirl was like, ooh, girl, he's so cute. You should get pregnant by him. I was like, girl, I don't get pregnant. I'm not going to get pregnant by nobody whose wages I can't garnish. See, it's the same thing with the divorce. When you're in a divorce situation, it's one thing if he has retirement and this, that, and that, but you divorcing somebody who's self-employed, hey, it's whatever they feel like giving you. Because if they stop working, you're screwed. Here, it's different because Judge Mathis has television shows that are part of a network. He's got residuals. He's got the Screen Actors Guild. He's got all of those things. So there are wages garnishable. She would get half of that retirement. She would get all of that in a lump sum check. She would never have to call that man on the telephone for nothing. She wouldn't even have to call him not to change a tire, not for nothing. Okay, you hear me? Nothing. So MJ says, I wish people would stop equating long marriages as relationship goes. It's so much that goes on with people. Agreed. Oh, Dahlia says, I love this channel because you give me so much insight on marriage and divorce. Yeah. Oh my God, I love this. She used to sit in the audience on the Judge Mathis show. It's been a while since I've seen her on the show. Okay. See, but that's what friends do. That sounds like she loved her man. She was proud of him. She was supportive. And so it's probably a number of things that she's been waiting her turn to receive back from him. And she just say, you know what, I'm sick of this. And or it could be also an element of you not taking me seriously. So you're going to learn today. You're going to learn today, Gregory. So I hope Mr. Gregory learns today. That's what I'm going to say on that one. All right. Next up on the docket. Stay tuned, y'all, because I have a true we got some special news at the end. Next up on the docket. Oop, that's not the one for today. All right. Basketball watching. We're going to talk about Nicki Minaj and the Kenneth Petty video. All right. I'm not going to play any excerpts. I cannot play any excerpts because it was so rough. But the gist of the matter is Conscious TV, shout out to Conscious TV. He released he obtained using the Freedom of Information Records Act, the Open Records Act. Okay. Anyone can use that, guys. He got a copy of the video, the actual interrogation video from Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty's interrogation video for his R-word charge. And it has debunked so many lies and or myths that we're going to say the Pettys perpetrated about what really happened. Now, this happened back in the 90s. I believe it was 1994. And we were told initially, and this was in part by Nikki, that she was an older teenager, that, there were different ages, that he was 14 and she was 16. There were different ages, but the gist was he was younger. It was implied that she took advantage of him. Oh, no, baby. Let's break down the truth that was revealed in that video. First thing is they were the same age. They were both 16-year-olds that went to the same school. They'd known each other for a year. And this young lady, when it happened to her, what happened was she was like walking to the bus stop. He took a weapon. And remember, I'm kind of censoring my words for YouTube. He took a weapon, he put it to her, and he made her walk to his home. He was living like with his grandma or his auntie. At the house, he then assaults her. Here's the thing. Nikki tried to act like she was not telling the truth, all of these different things. It had gotten so bad to where at one point Jennifer filed a defamation claim against Nikki and Kevin using Tyrone Blackburn. Hey, Mr. Blackburn, if you're watching, attorney Tyrone Blackburn. That name is familiar to you. It is because he also represents Little Rod, the male victim of Diddy, okay, from the whole Diddy saga. Well, not only did this video confirm Jennifer's version and that Jennifer was telling the truth, it established things such as, number one, she reported this the same exact day that it happened. So this happened at his relative's house where he was living. She then goes to school. She runs to school, tells a friend, and the friend tells a teacher at the school, and they immediately interview her. She goes to the hospital. She is examined, And the same day, the police interrogate Kenneth Petty and find his lies. Let me tell you how rare it is that you ever have a victim same day reported to the police. Never. Also, under the law, the closer of time the victim reports it to it actually happening, the more likely that it actually happened. Yes, and here's what's important. We're going to get to that. Miracle Denise, thank you for saying this. She said, Jennifer said a while ago that Nikki tried to pay her off. We're going to get to that. One of the other, so number one was the fact that same day she reported it at school. And the thing is, she didn't even report it to the police, which is huge. She reported it to a best friend, a friend of hers at school, who then reported it to a teacher. Teachers are what's called mandatory reporters, meaning if a teacher finds out about something like that, a teacher is obligated under the law to tell the cops, or the teacher themselves could be arrested. They told it to the cops immediately investigated. In the video, if you watch the video, the person interviewing Kenneth Petty is the district attorney, is an assistant district attorney. That's huge. Now, first of all, my first question was, Kenneth, your daddy did you a disservice. Even when you're guilty, you don't never, ever, ever in your life allow anybody to interview your child without an attorney present, even when they're guilty, especially when they're guilty. Here's why. An interesting fact most people who are not criminals would never know is that juries want to hear from the defendant, right? From the perspective of when the prosecution is trying to prove their case, they want to see DNA that's linking, but they also want to see like a video of the defendant lying. Well, if you go into that room with the cops and you say, I want my lawyer, did you know a jury is never, ever, ever allowed to see that? A jury never gets to know that you asked for your lawyer. Why? Because it is your constitutional right. And it would be prejudicial to your case for the jury to know that you asked for a lawyer, because a jury would just assume that you asked for the lawyer because you're guilty. So I tell people all the time, just go in there and be like, I want a lawyer. No one will ever know you actually asked for a lawyer. And more than that, a jury is going to be suspicious. How come the cops don't have him lying on camera? Because most juries don't know that you very well could have sat down with lawyers, but as long as you get in there, ask. Now, if you sit in there and you talk to them for 30 minutes and then ask for a lawyer, they're allowed to include that first 30 minutes. So just get in there and don't do that. Second of all, if you have a child, just always say, give us a lawyer and I'm going to defer to my lawyer as to whether my child can talk to you. And that's because, think about it this way. What do rich people do? Rich people, especially when they know their child is guilty, but when their children are innocent too, they don't let you come in there and talking this and that, because you don't even know what to say and what not to say. That's what your lawyer is for. And then finally, the other lies that were included. So it was, oh gosh, it was so poignant. When the victim, same day, Jennifer Hugh, when she told her story about what happened, she talked about the fact she described his bedroom to a T. When he was interviewed, they said, has she ever been to your house? He's like, no. They said, ever. And he said, no, she'd never been to his house, and that he had not been like with her or around her for over a year. Baby, she described that bedroom to a T, including a contact lens solution bottle that she said she picked up, squeezed in his face, and assaulted him with. Baby, they had that contact lens solution bottle in that interview room, and apparently it had like her prints and stuff on it. It was a wrap. That's how they got him. Now, interestingly, the charge he was ultimately convicted of or pled to was attempted R word. That's just a technicality. By doing that, they don't have to prove certain things like that the DNA was alive inside of it, or the timing of the DNA, or various different things. It's just easier to get someone on the attempted R than the other. So it was very messy. But I'll say this. I don't necessarily believe that Nikki, when she was giving her understanding of the facts, was lying. No, I believe she was probably repeating what was told to her. You think that man's going to be trying to date her, wine and dine her, and tell her all the truth? No. What men do? Men lie all the time. I mean, women lie too, but we're not talking about women right now. When you want to date a multimillionaire that's worth $1 billion, you're going to tell them only the best of you, and all the bad stuff you're going to make yourself a victim of. Oh, this happened to me. He's not slick. So I just say that to say, I don't necessarily think that Nikki was aware. I don't think she ever watched that video. Okay. I think there are probably a bunch of people surrounded by him that had never watched that video. I think she's probably eating crow and feeling a type of way now, but we'll never hear her say that. Because if she was lied to, she was deceived too. But I also think that, later down the line, what happened, it was said that Nikki did, in fact, try to pay her off. Here's why. I think it was like 2 years ago, Nikki and Kenneth moved to California. And when they did so, he failed to notify the registry for S offenders. That was a violation. You have to do that. That's how come for the rest of our lives, baby, we will always know where Nicki Minaj lives. Okay? If you are a super fan, you will always know where Nicki Minaj lives as long as she's with Kenneth Petty. Why? Because you can Google it. Kenneth Petty is on the registry. And you will always know. So if you want to send her a Valentine's Day gift, a birthday gift, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, you can Google Nicki Minaj's address by simply going to the S offender registry and putting in Kenneth Petty in the state of California. So he chose not to put that out there, probably because he didn't want people knowing where he lived. But unfortunately, that's what happens when you choose to date a S offender. And so therefore, it was released. So there was a violation because he did fail to register. The way they were trying to work out, and so he was at risk of going back to prison. So to prevent that, Nikki and Kenneth, concocted the plan of, well, if we can get her to recant her story, then we can use that as part of why he shouldn't be sent to prison. Not only did she not take their money, baby, Tyrone Blackburn had her on the speaker circuit, baby. She was out here speaking on the real. She was telling everybody her truth. We now know it was the truth, okay? It was weird when it happened at the time. As an attorney, I was just kind of like skeptical of like, this is an interesting strategy. But that's what happened at the time. And then Nikki tried to pay them off. It was alleged that Nikki actually initially had other people that were calling her to kind of insinuate, like, we will give you money if you would be willing to sign a statement that basically recants. She never did so. And so she actually then went and with Tyrone Blackburn filed claims against Nikki. I'm going to look up to just confirm the status of those claims because I'm not going to lie to you guys. I hadn't looked it up in a while. But yeah, somebody said they are the perfect match, trying to rewrite history. Well, FFDA said every woman with a trash man is not a victim. Some of them are exactly where and with who they want to be. You know what? That is a great segue. So we are now going to talk about the Jennifer Williams update, trial, and all of the above. Y'all, I got an update for you. Oh my God, it's so much going on. All right, let me put this back up. Because I got to go. Oh yeah, y'all, we got so much going on. So, all right, let me put this down. All right, so the update again, September 6th, this Friday, is the hearing in the Jennifer Williams Basketball Wives, her fiance, Christian Gold. His hearing this Friday is to find out whether or not he is going to be arrested and sent back to jail, sent back to prison, or given a jail sentence. He could be given, has a year until he's off of probation. He could be given a year, or he could be given something less. I believe he's going to be given some less term. It might be 90 days. We don't know. And the probation violation was leaving the state of Georgia without permission. Because not only did he leave the state, he went on national TV talking about how he left the state, planned a whole international wedding, and all of the above. So we are aware of that. But what happens is if the court, whatever the decision is on Friday is going to determine whether or not their wedding is Saturday, September 14th. Because the judge can rule that immediately he's taken into custody. Or the judge could say, yes, we're going to give you a pass. You planned this whole entire wedding without asking for permission, which you could have easily done. But here's the thing. He couldn't have asked for that permission. And some of the viewers, y'all have said it in the comments. Here's why he didn't ask for permission before, y'all. He didn't ask for permission to travel to the wedding before because he hadn't paid the restitution. This little stupid went to the market. This little stupid went to Paris. This little stupid went to California. He went everywhere but the restitution office to pay the $12,500 restitution. This man went to the Carlos King studio, sat there talking about how he's worth $6 million gold and liquid. But you can't come up with $12,500. Where do we get the $12,500? His own attorney's words. His attorney filed a motion August 20th, specifically stating he had just paid the restitution of $12,500, not $250K, just prior to hiring the attorney and filing this motion. That motion was filed August 20th. So I believe the judge is going to have issues with, all right, you were able to travel around the world and do whatever you wanted, but you couldn't give the victim this restitution. No, no, ma'am, no, sir. Oh, and the judge, baby, let me tell you about this judge. This judge, he's an older Black lady, okay? She's a well-seasoned is within the law. Black lady, Miss Nora Pope. Let me see if I can get a picture of here. Miss Nora Pope is not about to play with this man. She's not about to play with this man. And she's a Texan. Baby, come on. Look at her. Oh, she's so cute. Come on, let me show you. Let me show you how cute she is. This is the stuff that matters to me. So I hope y'all care. If you don't, I'm sorry, get you something else to do. Okay, look how cute she is, y'all. This is the judge. Oh, I'm gonna put it up bigger. Okay, look at her. Don't she look like she don't play? She look like she got a spanking spoon for her grandkids. Don't she? Look at her. So Nora Pope, first of all, she's from Texas, okay? She is from Texas. She has her degree from the Texas A&M University. Ooh, that means she's very smart. And her JD from University of Cincinnati College of Law. Okay, she's. Oh, wait a minute, y'all! It says she attended attended the University of Cape Town in South Africa. Okay, so that means she knows all about a passport, honey. She knows all about international travel. She knows all about doing what you have to do first so you can do what you want to do later. I want to see in the chat. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, she has been a judge in DeKalb County since 2010. In 2016, she was appointed as a supervisor magistrate. Baby, let me tell you about that. When they have supervisory roles, it's critical. It's kind of like in undergrad, I always used to say, don't you ever take no class from the department chair, because they make things way harder than they got to be, because they got something to prove, right, as the chair. Oh, she gonna have something to prove, y'all. Oh, come look at this. Oh, she is a member of Jack and Jill. Oh, yeah, she don't like criminals. She is in the Stone Mountain chapter. Here we go. Stone Mountain chapter, Jack and Jill. They don't like criminals. She don't like criminals. She's not about to play with this man. Oh, no. She's not about to play with this man. Oh, no. All right. Well, yes, this is the judge. I want to hear in the comments. You think this judge gonna what you think? You think she gonna let him go to Paris and have a good old time? She said, "Get him, Judge Nora." And here's the other thing, y'all. I got a little surprise for you. I gotta go because I do gotta get ready shortly for the court of public approval. Hold on, let me slow down back. I want to hear in the chat what you think Judge Nora is gonna do. Hit that like. Here's the tea. Y'all ready for the tea? I got a special surprise for y'all tomorrow. So, first of all, thank you for supporting the channel. Please continue liking, support. Oh, E to E, thank you. It says, my apologies, Simone. I'm at work and late. No disrespect, I support you. Thank you so much. And I have to tell you guys, so I really appreciate this kind of support has enabled me. I have the money now. I am going to fly to the hearing. So I've been running around crazy, readjusting my schedule. Tomorrow, I'm actually flying to Atlanta. I'm going to be front and center at the hearing. So that hearing is at 9:30. I anticipate, I don't know, we're going to be out at 11, perhaps. I will be going live immediately to let you guys know how it was. And I have already contacted the judge. Y'all, I am submitting at this point 22 FBI victim statements. These are FBI complaints. These were filed with the FBI. That I am submitting on behalf of those victims who feel that he is a flight risk. I have reached out to his team to say, hey, if you're willing to put, the money that you've earned from this wedding special, because they did sell. Jennifer and Christian has sold their wedding special. I think Mr. Carlos King probably bought it. Hey, Mr. King. So it might be some cameras up in there. We're going to see. Let's see if Carlos is at the courthouse, y'all. What y'all think Jennifer's going to wear? What color? She looks very pretty in blue. Maybe she'll have blue. I don't know. I know I'm going to be looking crazy because I still have not unpacked for my trip. But thank you, Eve. But I was going to say, let me put this back up. Sorry. I was going to say with the hearing, so we got 22 FBI victim statements. And basically the victims are saying, hey, we think he's a flight risk. We think he's going to go to Paris and not come back. If he's allowed to go. Now, I proposed, hey, if he's willing to put funds into a trust account that he's going to earn from, selling this wedding special, go for it. Because the goal is for victims to get paid. The goal is not to throw him up underneath the jail for life at this point. But hey, if he don't want to play ball, he don't want to negotiate, then you can go to jail for all I care here. Cameo said, I feel like the judge will be fair and firm. We can tell she don't play. I agree. I said black and white stripes. No, yeah, I said I'm not playing. I'm not playing. And yes, one of the ladies is just on. One of the ladies is Alteria. Alteria Ray Alteria Ray is absolutely not playing. She is one of Christian's victims, and she's particularly upset because he had her invest like $5,000, which he grew and made her like $9,000, and then use that to get her and others to join his little Ponzi scheme and invest more money. And then she didn't see her money. Okay. Now, slowly but surely, he's claiming that he's going to pay people back. That's great. When it happens, I will certainly discuss that. And Christian, if there is anything that I've said that's untrue, feel free to have one of your attorneys submit me a statement. I will read the statement on air verbatim. Because what I'm sharing, they are facts and they are my opinions. It is some of both. But what the opinion that we really want to hear from is tomorrow. I want you to set your clock for 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central. I'm going to have Christian's baby mom. I'm not going to say her name. She's going to be anonymous. Christian's baby mom is going to be here live telling her story. She is going to talk about the abuse. She is going to talk about the timeline of their relationship. She is going to talk about all that she's been through and, most importantly, what she's learned and what she would do differently. She's going to talk about the lies and what truths were revealed on the Carlos King interviews and what really, truly did happen. Yeah. Here we go. Yep. 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central. That's right. That's right. Somebody said that would jump. Yeah, hit that like button. How many kids? 2 kids. Baby, these 2 children are under 3 years old. Okay. One of them is 2 today. There's a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old. So we're going to talk about that little timeline. We're going to talk about that timeline. Somebody said, hold on. Sandra says, see, Simone, this is why the family want to fight you. Yes, Miss Sandra. This is probably why. No, this is not the one that he threw out of the window. No, this is not the one that he threw out of it. Oh, thank you, Aisha. Yeah, no, this is not the one he threw out of the window. The victim. I want to make sure, like, that when she tells her story, that she feels emotionally ready to tell her story. Because as you've seen, the documents I've shared, even the transcript that I shared, I redacted her name out. Because I just feel like for each victim, because people are mean. Some of y'all out here, y'all are mean, okay? And people tell their stories, and you really want to victimize and break apart. But we're going to talk about it all. We're going to talk about how was it that this man got on national TV talking about he has a $6 million liquid net worth, but he ain't paying no child support. Let his kids get evicted. And what kind of woman marries that kind of guy? Baby, you can't date me without a child support order. I have had men put themselves, we know that's not the proper pronouncing, put themselves on child support. You got to get on child support. You put yourself on child support for you to date me, because I need to know that you can lead with structure. I need to know that those kids in their household knows how much money they have from us, every month for school, for this, for that. It's not going to be no, oh, I'm going to give what I can. No. Those kids are supposed to come first. And then our luxury, our Rolls Royce, our this, our that. That's extra. That's extra. Well, we're going to talk about what that looks like. Because I want to know, like, if you're buying me a Rolls Royce, okay, if my car note, the car note for the car you got me is $6,000, then like surely you're giving around that to your kids monthly. Okay, maybe not all in the mom's hands, but we're gonna have private school or we're gonna have a college fund. Like what? Wait, no, you buy me a $6,000 month car and your children are getting evicted because you haven't contributed a dime and you're dodging certain. So we're gonna talk about those facts. And y'all get to ask questions in the comments. Because I got some questions. And there's going to be a link to a nonprofit in the chat that if you want to support victims of domestic violence and women and mothers who are unsupported, give them support. So I'm going to have all that in the chat. So, because I got time tomorrow. I'm going to get situated. I'm going to fly on over to Atlanta, get situated. And we're going to have to talk about this because this just sounds real crazy. HS said, that's a terrible legacy at the start of a new marriage. At the end of the day, how he treats his children is how he's going to treat you. And I understand that many babies' moms and dads don't get along. But I need to know, what is the plan for the children? I need it to be consistent. Because the other thing is, if somebody hasn't been supporting and then they get slapped with a back child support for the last 3 years, that's going to impact everybody. That's going to impact our household too. So baby, short-sighted people get short-sighted lives. She probably had a real good time. Jennifer had a real good time. She had a real good time for now. That's fine. You can get you a fun time man or you can get you a man with vision. See, we already know what kind I want. That's why I'm single. Yeah, Simone, will you ask if they live together with a mutual friend in Midtown High Rise when Christian met Jen? Oh, yeah, it's discussed. Oh, yeah, that was my first question. That's one of my first questions. Oh, yeah, we got that. What woman would allow a man to put her above his children? A raggedy one. A real raggedy one. Since I asked her how she met him, what was her first impression of the Gemini? Ask her his sincere impression of his IQ, his true financial knowledge about trading. Ask her, okay, all of that. We got this. I'm out. Someone said, Lele said, I'm out here saving lives. Like, here's the thing. This is a learning thing for a lot of women. Some of y'all gonna have girlfriends who are in relationships, and when you hear the story, you're like, wait a minute, that's me. That was me, or that's my homegirl, or whatever. Share this with them. Because I think when you hear from her, and again, she's going to be anonymous because I don't play that bullying stuff on my channel. This is infotainment. We're gonna learn. We're gonna be entertained at the same damn time. Christian's a Gemini. Yeah, Christian is. Oh, you don't have, Wanda. You ain't got to be a fly on the wall in the court. I'm gonna give you. Oh yeah, you gonna get a play-by-play. I might even. You know what? I might even do a audio note. Because you can't generally record. I'll do an audio note and be like, let me tell you, this nigga this man look like he lying. He look like a scammer. I think he's gonna come in there. He's gonna have like on the most expensive looking designer suit, and Jennifer is gonna be there in her designer couture, and she's gonna be sitting front row, like a widow at a funeral. It's gonna be ridiculous. Who is live with? Oh, the live tomorrow is with Christian Gold's children's mother. He has 3 children total. One he had as a teenager, and then the 2 that he had when Jennifer and him started dating. So the 2 that he was with when Jennifer and him started pow. Yeah. Oh, there's a new document filed today. You know what? Stay with me. I see. Okay, now I get it. Somebody was saying, what about the new document? All right, y'all, stay right there. We're going to see what it is. Ooh, Al, I'm so sorry. I know I'm going to be a little late to court of public opinion, y'all, but we got to see now. We nosy together. We finna be nosy together, y'all. Give me one quick second. I wonder if it's the email that I sent to the court. Let's see. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe he's suing me. He hates me. Let's see. What do we got here, y'all? I'm sorry. I'm looking like I feel. Documents. What do we got? All right. Oh, okay. We got it. Okay. A petition for, let me share this. Hold on. Guys, I just love you guys, by the way. Thank you so much for riding with me, for subscribing with me, and for the way that you guys keep giving me topics, because I miss y'all severely. All right. Ooh, petition for modification/revocation of probation comes now. Janice Davis, Community Supervision Officer. In the name of and on behalf of the state of Georgia, and bring this action against Christian LaSalle Walden, aka Christian Gold, when he's scamming people. That the defendant entered a plea of guilty to the offense of false imprisonment, September of 2015. He actually did not enter a plea. He was found guilty, but that's different. Okay. That the court on the 16th day did sentence him to serve as follows: 10 years to serve 7 years in custody as to count 1. This court, by proper order, however, permitted the defendant to serve said sentence on probation, the terms and conditions of which are fully set forth in the copy of said sentence, which is attached here too, marked as Exhibit A, okay? And specifically incorporated. The defendant has violated the terms of the conditions in the following condition 6. Do not change your place of abode, move outside of the jurisdiction of court, or leave Georgia without permission of the community supervision officer. In that on or about 7/18/2024, the defendant traveled to the state of California without permission. Here we go. I'm going to put this on the screen. Hold on. There we go. Oh, it's kind of small, but here we go. I'm going to let y'all see it. Somebody said the man wouldn't even dare sue his attorney. Red one. I love that. All right. Next, it says condition. Oh, I'm going to make this bigger. Hold on, guys. Now we got it. This should be better, guys. All right. Condition number 6. Do not change your place of abode, move outside the jurisdiction, or leave Georgia without permission. In that on or about July 6th, he left the country and went to Switzerland without permission of the community supervision officer or honorable Judge Nora Pope. Condition 7, that the other condition he violated, on or about July 2nd, he left the country and went to Italy without the permission of the supervising officer. And that July 28th, the defendant admitted to leaving the state without the permission of his officer. Okay, so that's a new one. July 29th, he did admit to leaving the state without permission. Okay. And then it says, in that defendant has a remaining balance of $9,895 in restitution. Remember, the initial was $12,500. The defendant last made a payment of $150, July 26th. $150. My weave costs more than that. This wig on Amazon costs more than that. That is insulting. Oh, but you got a net worth of $6 million. What happened to the $250,000 of restitution, Christian? It wasn't now. It wasn't now. You said this. I believe he mentioned that amount to Jen because he knew if you mention a high amount, Jen's gonna help you with that. You can't tell Jen, oh, I owe $9,000. Jen's gonna be like, well, you got that. You got me a Rolls Royce. No, fool. He didn't get you no Rolls Royce. Now with his money, that's some scamming money. And then it just concludes, the state of Georgia praised the citation for revocation of probation be served on the defendant, and he be directed to appear before the court. And, before the court on a day to be fixed by the court, and that at the time show cause why probation should not be revoked. And this was July 25th. Okay. Having read and ordered, this petition is hereby ordered that defendant be served with a copy of the same, and defendant show cause before the 6th date of September at 9:30. See you there to see why said probation should not be modified or revoked. All right, let me break this down. We're going to break this down in regular people terms. What they're saying is they've outlined these are the problems. And basically what they're saying is you got bring your tail up here. Bring your tail up here in this courtroom, and you better look me in my eye. Look the judge in her eye, and you're going to have to tell her through your lawyer why she shouldn't hightail your butt in the jail or prison. Okay, prison is going to feel so long, or jail. Let her know why you don't need to go back to jail. Come on in here. Tell me what was you doing that was so important that you cannot ask for permission? What is it that makes you think these little here rules that you agreed to on this here paperwork don't apply to you? I'll wait. That's what Judge Norris gonna say. I'll wait. Bring your little yellow tail in here. That's what she's thinking in her head. Bring your yellow tail in here. I said Georgia's law seems stricter compared to New York. You guys got to remember, this is not the first time he got in trouble for this. Last August of 2023, there was an administrative hearing for the same issue because he left the state of California. That was just for leaving the state of California. So now you've done it again. In my view, this is the only thing that makes sense. I want to hear your thoughts. So this is a new document. The only thing that makes sense of why, the question is, if it's so easy to get a pass in advance, why wouldn't you have just requested the pass? Well, you cannot request a pass with a balance. They're not going to let you go nowhere out the country with a balance. And for whatever reason, the little scams that he be running, he want to pay for everything but his balance because he's above the law. He is above the law. She said mama's on Zoom. Meanwhile, yes, the mother is on Zoom. Oh, I forgot about that. Yes, you guys, if you go to my channel, I posted an exclusive Zoom where he is telling people September of 2023, yeah, I'm here in LA. And his mother, I said, don't let them call mama wilding up there. She probably gonna lie for him. They both gonna go to jail. She's going to jail for perjury. Is it worth being away from his kids? This is the South, Georgia, at that. Yeah, they're not about to play with this man. So yes, so this new filing says we are tired of playing with you, sir, and that you are ordered. The two main things it's revealing is you're ordered to explain to the court why you shouldn't be revoked on your probation and sent back to jail, because that is what they want to do. So this is made clear. They want him to go to jail. That's what this is saying. And number two, it has established that as of the date that this was filed, which was, it says here, the 25th of August, the Miss Janice Davis, the community supervision officer, which is the probation officer, stated that he had a remaining balance of $9,895. Let's zoom in on that, baby. And this is not the balance of a $250,000 restitution. This is the balance of a $12,500 restitution. And so this is just goofy and stupid and goofy and stupid. And mind you, this is why I think you're going to hear from the baby mom tomorrow. Tomorrow, the baby mom will be here. I will be interviewing her, and she's going to tell the story. She's going to give you the timeline. She's going to tell you the story, and she's got her own legal issues with Christian that she is fighting. And a component of this is he bankrupted this woman, took her money. He's not supportive with the children. And we're going to hear about how that has impacted her. But it's also consistent with scamming everybody. He scammed her right on out of panties. Right on out of panties. 2 kids, a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old in this little bit of time. And Jennifer says, oh, this is a good idea. This is a great man. This is how I want to start my life. Somebody said, she said, what in the Renaissance is this? Jennifer is getting that thug loving. It's hard to give up. I don't know. Maybe people that go to prison are better in bed. I don't know. Maybe they've had more practice. I'm gonna plead. I have not had that experience, so I can't speak on that. But her face will drop the floor after hearing that he has not paid the $9,000. Now, interestingly, I will say this was filed the 25th of August, but on the 20th of August and I'll go ahead and I'll show that one again. The 20th of August, his own lawyer claimed that he had just submitted a money order for the balance of the restitution, the $12,500 restitution. So I don't know. It could be that the processing of the money order, because that was 5 days prior, the processing of the money order hadn't been completed or whatever the heck. I don't know. But it all sounds ghetto and stupid to me. Do I think, this is a great question. Abby, do I think these reality show people know this and are just exploiting this train wreck at Jennifer's expense? Here's the thing. Now that we have been told, or I've confirmed that they have sold the wedding special, it makes me think, what type of podunk raggedy lawyers did y'all have signing this deal and executing a deal with someone that you don't even know could travel to the wedding? Like, that sounds all kind of crazy. I'm gonna tell you, Chris, what's his name? Carlos King gonna be mad if he was the one that bought the special. He gonna be mad if he paid all this money for a wedding that's not gonna happen. But baby, they'll flip it into the wedding special. Be Christian Goes to Jail. Remember, like Ernest. Remember Ernest Goes to Jail, that little series back in the day? Maybe it needs to be Christian Goes Back to Jail. Jen, I know you're watching. Say something. All right, guys, I gotta go. I gotta get ready for Court of Public Opinion. Love you guys. Tune in tomorrow. Again, tomorrow at, let's see, that's 4 p.m. Eastern, Atlanta time, 3 p.m. Central. We're going to talk. I'm going to be interviewing Christian Goals, baby's mom, anonymously. All right, Mama Mighty, thank you so much. She's saying, let me see if I can put this up on the screen. Why is it not showing up? There we go. Mama. It says, I wonder if the presiding judge YouTubes her hearings. Oh, you know what? Oh, here we go. That is a great question. So it's Judge Nora Polk. So let me see. I'm going to go put it right on back. So let's see. Let's look. Let's see. Does she stab? It doesn't look like we can see it here, but it is entirely possible. It would be under facts or something. Okay, guys, I got to get ready to go. But again, thank you again for joining. See y'all tomorrow. Bye, y'all.